Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. This is Katie, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you'll consider subscribing. And if you're back, welcome back. I'm glad you're back. I didn't scare you away. So tonight we're going to be doing a WIP and Chat together. And if you're not familiar with what a WIP and Chat is, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and Chat means we're just going to chat and catch up a little bit. So feel free to pull out whatever project you're working on, whether it's diamond painting or crafting related, or even if it's not crafting related, and I'll keep you company and you can chat along in the comments. And I always enjoy reading the comments on my WIP and Chats and getting to hear about how you guys all are doing. So thank you for always sharing down there about what's going on in your life too. So before we get into it, let me give you all of the stats for the night. So the kit that I'm working on is Mighty River. It's actually from Diamond Dots, and it's one of their brand new square drill kits. I found this at Joann's the other weekend and was just too intrigued to see kind of what the fuss was about. Because I've been hearing a lot about Diamond Dots. I actually haven't even worked on one of their round drill kits yet, but had heard about how sparkly their drills were, and when I saw this at Joann's, just jumped on it. So it's a little bit of a snack size. I'm actually down to my last 2 sections, so I'll have this knocked out maybe even tonight. It'll have taken me less than a week to finish, but this is 52 by 34 centimeters. As I mentioned, these are square drills. I'm using another one of my Muni-Made trays tonight, and this is one of my new minders from Patty Wax, and it's a fox. How could I resist? Also, it matches. Kind of got those pinks and aquas going on up here in these skies. Also, I have to show off to you some of my latest pen goodies that have arrived. I did share a picture and a brief unboxing over on Instagram of my Lazy River wood turning order that came in, but since I'm not doing a full unboxing of those here on the channel, I thought I'd show them off now. So this is the absolutely gorgeous Cotton Candy Clouds, which this is a pen that was sanded by and polished by Steph. So Steph had her hands on this one. This is the other pen I was fortunate enough to snag in this past drop, and this is Lilac Honeycomb with just these ridiculously beautiful honeycomb effect in the top there and lots of purple glitter, and then down at the bottom this like splash of deep purple and hot pink. I love it. I love both of these pens. I also had my latest order from Jim's Handmade Pen Shop come in, and I was lucky enough to snag a couple of bloom pens from him, bloom blanks from him a few weeks back, and they finally came in. So I have been wanting to add like just a happy yellow pen, like a golden yellow pen to my collection for some time. It's a gap in my collection, and when I saw this one, I thought, okay, that's it. It's a hybrid. It's exactly the kinds of colors and textures I would like. So I grabbed this beauty. And then when I saw this blank, I was so intrigued. It's like eucalyptus leaves. And when you look at it sort of straight on, it looks almost like stripes, but then when you turn it, you see the effect of the actual leaves, and there's kind of the branch in there as well. I have nothing like this in my collection, and I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this pen before, so I'm so stoked about my latest pens. I feel like I'm gonna have to do another pen stash video soon. But speaking of stash videos, I saw that Jeremy over at JMTJ Crafts or JTMJ Crafts, I always mix up the order of his letters for his channel, but he just issued a challenge along with another person who I'm so sorry I'm blanking on their name. I will try to link to them down in the description, but they just issued a challenge for people to show off their cover minder stash, and I will definitely be doing that. And hopefully, I haven't filmed it yet because I'm in the process of a project where I'm sort of reorganizing how I store my minders. And whenever I'm trying to figure out storage solutions, I always have to get just a little bit creative because I live in a really small space, as I've mentioned ad nauseum here before, but basically I need to be able to pack up all of my stuff when I'm done at the end of the night, and so that my kiddos can't get to it. That was something. If you heard that snap, that was the magnet grabbing the minder. Anyway, so that'll be coming, and I'll share with you guys. I've been brainstorming a new storage idea with my friend Jacqueline for some time, and I think she's landed on going in a different direction herself, but I'm still working on a similar idea. So, I didn't mention tonight, I haven't used just regular patty wax in a while, so I'm kind of doing this thing where I'm making myself swap between my different waxes, and I use kind of my WIP and Chats every week to have that excuse, or nudge, I suppose. So this scent is chocolate covered strawberries, and speaking of Jacqueline, this was a gift from her, so for Galentine's Day, I believe, and I haven't used this pen yet, so gotta load it up. So how are you all doing tonight? Feel free to call me out if I say the word so as my filler word a million times. I was watching back one of my videos and editing it earlier this week, and I just noticed that I say the word so as my filler word all the time, and as soon as I heard myself doing it, I couldn't stop, and it was driving me crazy. And I have no idea if that's something that I actually was doing to the point of like lots of annoyance, or if I just am my own worst critic. But anyway, that's something I'm just trying to be a little bit more aware of, is not using as many filler sounds and words, because it can be grating to some people. So there, I did it again. Anyway, I will, gosh, I can't believe I only have 2 sections left on this one, but all right. How are you guys doing tonight? I really hope you're doing well. I always wonder, because my WIP and Chats go live on Mondays. I always wonder like how your Monday is going, because if you're like me, Mondays are Mondays. They're just one of my least favorite days of the week. Speaking of things going on this week, please go ahead and mark your calendars for when you see this video. It will be tomorrow, Tuesday. I am going live again, but with a very, very special guest and a very, very dear friend of mine, Lindsay over at Life with Lindsay. We have been wanting to go live together on YouTube for forever. And I'm still in the process of figuring out, we're going to have to use StreamYard, I think is what most people use when they are going live with other people. And my live a couple weeks ago was my first live ever on YouTube, so obviously I haven't ever gone live with someone else on YouTube, since that was my first and only, and it was solo. So my understanding is that to go live with someone, you have to use a third party like StreamYard. So I'm digging into that, and hopefully that won't be as much of a pain to figure out as it already seems to be. But go ahead and mark your calendars. We haven't nailed down a time, but it's going to be evening again. And my international subscribers, you guys know I love you. And I had said in my last live that next time would be, a time that would hopefully work better for you. Since I know that's the middle of the night for many of you, a Tuesday evening in, the States. But unfortunately, that's just kind of the time that works well for us, and frankly we keep putting it off again and again, and so we're making it happen. So I really hope you can make it. If not, be sure to catch the replay. We will make sure to leave the live chat on so you can sort of feel like you were there, and we really hope that you guys can make it. It should be a really fun time. I love Lindsay. She and I have gone live together a couple of times over on Instagram. She goes live a lot over on Instagram, and it's always a fun time. So I will link her channel in the description and her Instagram as well. If you're not following along with her, please do. And send a whole lot of encouragement her way as she is tackling her major goal of 2021, which is to do a blank canvas from Heaven and Earth Designs using a cross stitch pattern from Heaven and Earth Designs that's converted to a diamond painting on a blank canvas that involves counting as though you're doing cross stitch and whatnot. It is not a small project or an easy one whatsoever. It's on my bucket list to do. I've talked about it before, and I think I'm probably going to start with maybe one of their crown jewel canvases. I have some ideas for that, but certainly like at some point, probably in the second half of the year maybe, I'd really love to order one of their blank canvases and do one of the cross-stitch charts converted. That's that, along with doing the Josephine Wall kit. Those were two like bucket list diamond painting goals that I set for myself last summer. I thought this is just something, these are just two really big projects that it would really be fun to do sometime. So we'll see. What else is going on? Oh, I have some fun news that I wanted to share. I am now an affiliate with Craft Ease. They reached out to me last week and asked if I would be interested in joining their affiliate program. And I asked a few questions, and it was actually something that had been on my radar to like maybe reach out to them after I had completed another kit from them and ask about their affiliate program, because I was so thrilled with my experience all around with them. And so when they reached out and they said, we can have a personalized like discount code that you can share with your subscribers. And so I have said discount code linked below in the description. And it's a discount code for 20% off of your purchase from Craft Ease. And they have legally licensed kits and their diamond painting. And they have a lot of paint by number kits as well that are also legally licensed. But they are, it seems like about once a week, adding a new kit to their diamond painting section. I already have one more on the way that they were gracious enough to send me that I'm so excited about. It's another from Sybil Art. And I have my eye on several others, but as I've mentioned in passing before, I have a couple of Sybil Art kits that are in their paint by number section that it seems like they're gradually pulling those pieces and turning them into diamond painting kits. There's one or two that haven't made their way into the diamond painting kit section yet, but as soon as they do, I'll definitely be placing another order. I just figured I'd kind of do it all at once. So that's how good my experience was with them. Now, I do want to be totally transparent. Because I am an affiliate, if you choose to use my discount code below, I will make a small commission. I may make a small commission. So if you choose to do that, thank you in advance. Please don't feel any obligation whatsoever. But know that if you do, and I do make a commission, I am always really intentional about earmarking anything made, any income that comes in from anything related to this channel stays in this channel and goes right back into it so that I can share more exciting content and hopefully things that you guys are interested in. So just wanted to share that news with you all. I know that a lot of you were interested in trying out Craft Ease after I shared my post review of Kaori a few weeks ago. I loved that kit so much. I was so impressed with everything about it. And so that's the other reason I feel like my conscience is clear. I feel good. Like I'm excited about being an affiliate for Craftably because I really, really loved working on that kit. So, Okay, let me grab another color. Let's do H. I'm doing something a little bit different with this kit where I did not print out stickers with the symbols on them to put on my organization, my storage containers. Because this is a snack size kit, I knew that the legend that's on the canvas, it's over on this side, way over there. I knew that was always going to be in sight. And so since it didn't come with an inventory sheet, I didn't really want to make a copy of that legend and then put it through my Xyron sticker maker and then put it on my containers, all for a project that's going to take me less than a week to do. So I just put labels with the numbers on them. But that means I'm always looking over at the legend whenever I switch colors, which I'm curious. I've asked this before, but it's been a while, so I'll ask again. Are you someone that when you're working on a diamond painting kit, do you kit up like this where you only have numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. on your storage containers, and you're always needing to refer to the legend on your canvas? Or do you kit up with the symbols on your containers so that you just look at the canvas and then look straight at the containers and there's no looking at the legend separately? So do you use the legend on the canvas while you're working on the canvas, or do you not? Do you just look at your containers? I am the latter, that's, I guess, what I just shared. But I remember being really intrigued at one point when I realized, I was like, when people are doing unboxings, they're always really intentional about pointing out, like, it's a good thing. It's like not a big deal, but it's like a big pro, and it goes, it's in the plus points column for companies if they have legends on both sides, of the canvas, so you can see it whenever you're working on it. And I remember thinking, do people look at the legends like after they've kitted up? Because I sort of had just thought that, the legends are on the canvas in case they forget to put like an inventory or sticker sheet in, and then you can just either cut off the legend from your canvas and turn it into stickers, or you just make a copy of it, take a picture of it and print it, or like just put that part on your scanner or something. And then I realized, oh no, there's plenty of people that they just basically put numbers like 1 through whatever on their storage containers. And then they refer to their legend anytime they're looking for a particular symbol. So, neither way is right or wrong. It had never occurred to me. I think because really early on, the third canvas that I worked on was one of the giant Mandy Manzano Princess banners from Diamond Art Club. And it's one of those ones that's like as tall as a person, like an adult. So at the time, I think in my brain, I just went like, well, no, I'm not gonna like go climbing up my canvas to look at the legend when I'm not working in an area near the legend. Like, I don't want to go climbing up to that it's okay. Only 5 drills popped out. Did you guys hate that? Anyway. So I'm working on this super huge canvas. I'm like, there's no way I am going to try to, go find the legend every time that I switch a color this whole time. So I just used the sticker sheet that Diamond Art Club sends with their kits and put those symbols on my containers. And as far as I was concerned, like I didn't need a legend on the canvas. So maybe that's why that's been my default, is because from super early on in my diamond painting journey, I out of necessity just didn't rely on the legend on the canvas. Anyway, I find this kind of thing interesting. You might not, just to see the different approaches and different ways that people diamond paint. I think it's interesting. I always find myself learning something new and new ideas to try that I never had thought of before. So like I said, I'm hoping I might actually be able to finish this canvas tonight. And next up, I think I'm going to work on my Craftably kit, which I only have one Craftably kit in my stash. And part of my motivation for that is because yesterday, Craftably had a large, oh my gosh, this is sliding everywhere. Craftably had a large batch of pre-orders go live. Now, their pre-orders for those kits are going to be live for, I think they said 2 weeks. Double check their Instagram account and their website. And they've tried to be super clear that they're not going to run out of kits, because these are a pre-order in the sense that they are just going to add on however many people pre-order. They're just going to add on that many to their order. And they're anticipating that they'll be delivered in June, not July, June. It might vary depending on the kit. Go take a look on their website, and on each of the individual listings, it'll tell you what the estimated delivery dates are. As always, please remember to be kind and flexible. I know that the pre-order launch last night was just a little bit rough because their website got overloaded. And I just felt so bad for them, because I still think of Craftably as being more of a smaller, family-run business. And so I know that they were doing the best that they could, but there were some people that were getting really anxious in the comments. And I didn't know how many times Craftably could say, you guys, there's no rush. The pre-orders are going to be open for weeks, and we will not run out, because we can just add on however many people order. It's fine. And so I just didn't even really bother going on the website. I tried once, and I thought, oh, it's not working. It's fine. There's no rush. I don't need to be part of the problem here. I'll just wait, because I have 2 weeks to order. Now, if you do order, please go check out, there are several affiliates. I am not one of them. I haven't worked on a Craftably kit before, so I wouldn't really feel good personally about, that's just a personal thing. You're not going to find me being an affiliate for a company that I've never worked on a kit for, and that I don't actually really feel good about standing behind their quality. Anyway, I don't think there's anything wrong with Craftably's quality, but like I said, I just have not personally completed a kit from them before, which I'm hoping to have that done next. Anyway, there are a few affiliates. I know several in the YouTube community. I'm trying to remember who all they are. I will link a couple of channels down in the description, because I don't want to say that someone's an affiliate when they're not, because I'm not 100% sure. So I'll link a couple of people down in the description. If you use their affiliate code, you get 15% off your purchase. I don't think it's 20. I believe it's 15. Anyway, I'm going to go dig into that after I actually put some drills on my Craftably kit. There are 1 or 2 kits over there that I think are catching my eye, but I'm not sure. I like to sit on these kinds of things for a while and not rush into any decisions. This is part of my goal for this year that I feel like I'm actually doing a decent job of. I'm trying to be much more intentional about what kits I decide to purchase. My approach is to think of it for me, it's okay, do I love a kit enough that it would land in my top 10 kits in my stash? And that probably sounds really silly, because you're like, 10? How many are in your stash? You'll find out when I do a stash video. Which hopefully will be, just going to take some coordination, because there are a lot of them. And they're stashed in a number of places. Anyway, all this to say, I try to look at it from the perspective of just, do I love this kit is really what I'm asking myself. Do I love this enough that I see myself working on this relatively soon? even saying like, do I see myself working on this kit in the next 6 months? Do I love it that much? And then some kits, like some companies, like DIY Moon Shop, I haven't felt in a huge rush to get another order from them because they make their kits to order. There's not a sense of a rush there because they make their kits to order. They don't have a limited stock. Instead, what you have is a long turnaround time, which doesn't personally bother me. But speaking of DIY Moon Shop, I am planning to put in an order this month. It's been a few months since I've ordered from them, and I have like a growing wish list, and they're running a promotion right now where if you buy 3 kits, you get a free artist tube or free like Zuli tube. I can't remember what they call it, but it's something that I've really wanted to try from them. So this is for me the perfect opportunity. And like I said, I've been waiting, and for me, it also makes sense if I'm going to order from DIY Moon Shop, I like to go ahead and order more than 1 kit at once because proportionally, like that's just more cost effective with shipping. So really, really excited to try to narrow down what I'm going to order from them. I have a few I have a couple of Margaret Morales pieces on my list. I'm pretty sure I'm going to order the one that's a new release from her this month, the Crystal Cat. It has some really beautiful colors in it, and I love it. I think it will look amazing with some special enhancement drills, like maybe some metallics and stuff. So that's probably going to be in there, as well as there's a piece from Margaret Morales called Goodbye Pisces that has been calling to me since it was released a few months ago. And the real wild card is what my 3rd kit is going to be. Like, do I go with another Cherryuki since I love Cherryuki? Do I branch out and try like a Jeremiah Morelli? Yeah, that's going to be the tougher decision for sure. Yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted. I'm sure I will unbox it whenever it comes, but of course that'll be probably, a month and a half, 2 months after I actually place the order. But did you guys, going back to Craftably, did any of you pick up anything from their new round of pre-orders? I know a lot of people are really big fans of Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and they added a few pieces from her. And 1 or 2 of them were kind of catching my eye, but we will see. I know that sort of pop surrealism style is very, very popular with a lot of people, and it's not always my cup of tea. That doesn't mean it's bad, like at all, of course. But I keep thinking, because I'm always trying to sort of stretch myself a little bit, try new things. So I keep kind of looking to see, like, okay, is there something that's more pop surrealistic that jumps out at me enough that I want to try it? Speaking of stretching myself, you guys are probably going to be shocked when you see what my next kit is. Did I specify, or did I just say that it was a Craftably kit? I don't think I specified. This is what happens to your brain when you have kids when you get older, and when you've been in a pandemic for a year. Anyway, so the kit I'm planning to work on next is Black Hole in the Milky Way, and this is one from Craftably. The same kit is also available, legally licensed, from DIY Moon Shop. Yes, these are both above board. Tanya Shatseva has these pieces legally licensed to both of these companies. And my friend Steph, which is Drills Are a Girl's Best Friend over on Instagram, and also, incidentally, the Steph that polished this pen. She's the wife of the Lazy River wood turning duo. Anyway, she is almost finished working on her Black Hole in the Milky Way from DIY Moon Shop, and I wanted to get the same piece from Craftably so that we could do sort of a side-by-side comparison, virtually, of course, because she lives on the other side of the country from me. But yeah, so since she's almost finished with hers, and I would really like to try out a Craftably kit to see if I would like to order from them again with this pre-sale. Yeah, that's what's going to be next. But here's, if you're not sure what, if the artwork is not coming to mind for what I'm talking about, I will try to insert a picture here if editing Katie remembers. It is the complete opposite of anything that I normally gravitate toward. It's really existential, and super, super out there. It's beautiful, but it's not the kind of artwork I normally gravitate toward. So this will be a stretching experience for me. It's currently, I even brought it down. I have it sitting over there, the canvas and the drills. If I finish this kit early enough tonight, I might start kitting up that one. But then again, I should kit down this one, as well as I still haven't kitted down a library because I just wanted to dive into this one head first. So, what's your approach to diamond painting as far as the pieces that you like to work on? Are you the kind of person that you find a specific style that you like and you stick with that? Do you ever try to step outside of your comfort zone at all? Or do you just stick with what you know you enjoy? And what are the kinds of diamond paintings that you gravitate towards? Are you the kind of person that really loves the pop surrealist, like the little girls with the big eyes, like Hannah Lynn and Strangeling and Sherry Baldy, like all these artists? What I love though is that different companies have such a wide variety of artists and styles that they offer, that it's okay if one style that's popular with a lot of people isn't your thing, because there's probably something else out there for you as well. And I love that. So I was just thinking about how I was just commenting about how Steph lives on the other side of the country for me. And it reminded me of a story I was sharing with a friend the other day about an experience I had with someone who was from France. Okay, let me back up. Let me give the full context for this. So I have been to France 3 times, and one of those times was when I was in high school. Went with my high school French class, and it was a 2-week trip, and the second week of that trip was a homestay where you were assigned to a French family, that there was someone in the family that was the same age as us. So it was a fellow, like, high school student that I was going to say, well, that they were taking English, but, outside of the United States, it's like, my understanding is that, like, everyone takes English classes outside of the United States because it's just what you do. Anyway, so I went and I had that homestay with her, and she and I really hit it off, and we stayed in touch. And I invited her, well, my family, obviously, invited her to come and stay with us if she wanted to come to the United States and spend some time there. We just thought it would be really neat to get to return the favor. And I, of course, thought it would be so cool to get to sort of show her around. And when I was chatting with her leading up to her coming and, talking to her and trying to get a feel for some things she might want to do while she was here, she said things like, well, maybe we could go, this is when I lived in Ohio, by the way. She's like, well, maybe we could go to, like, do you think we could do, like, Disney World, and maybe, like, then the Grand Canyon, and then maybe, like, New York City? And it took me a bit. At the time, I laughed because she was coming for a week. She was coming to stay with us for, like, a week and a half. And I remember did I talk to my French teacher? Who did I talk to? I was like, why does she think that this would be doable for us to go to all these places? And she said, oh, often people in other countries or people in like Western Europe don't realize how large the United States is. And that, like, for us, driving from one side of the country to the other would take 3 days. If you're driving from, like, the West Coast to the East Coast. Like, it's not as though, like, when I went to France on a high school trip, we drove, like, we went all over the country in the span of a week. And so I suppose if that's just sort of what you're used to, like, your geographical setting being, like, that you're able to just drive to the other side of the country for the day or something like that, then you might think it works the same in the United States. So anyway, I remember at the time being so baffled and then understanding that when they explain, no, like, sometimes people just don't realize, like, the United States is huge. Some of our states are bigger than countries. So anyway, needless to say, we did not go to the Grand Canyon and Disney World and New York City or anything like that. What we did end up doing, we did drive, I want to say it was like an 8-hour drive to Washington, D.C. And my family had never been to Washington, D.C. before. And we did touristy things there for a couple of nights and then drove back. Maybe she stayed with us for 2 weeks because I don't think we would have done Washington, D.C. if she was only staying with us for 1 week. Anyway, but I just thought that was kind of a funny, I guess a little bit of a funny story and a bit of a reality check for the very self-centered American in me. But gosh, I miss her. I haven't checked in with her in a while because I don't spend a whole lot of time on social media anymore because Facebook specifically, because Facebook is kind of a toxic dumpster fire most of the time. But that was my main way of staying in touch with her. I'll have to check in with her again. I hope that she's doing well with the pandemic and all. Let me grab another color. 3. So there's my filler word. Okay. As far as personal life stuff and just some updates there goes, this past week has been really exhausting with the kiddos. Micah in particular was just really crabby. He was just crying a lot and just not happy. And that's, he's almost 3. He turns 3 at the end of this month. Okay. Anyway, so being a toddler is hard. Like, yes, I get it. Being a toddler is hard. Like, having struggles with communicating and trying to find out, test all the limits and do all the things you're not supposed to do. It's hard. Yes, being a toddler is hard. But I was just starting to feel like I was losing my mind. It was so exhausting. So exhausting to be trying to help Connor stay engaged with his school on remote learning. And Micah wants to be all up in his business and is just super intrigued by like what Connor is doing. I've shared this before. So, okay. We decided to try something a little bit. I mean, I'm probably going to get a little bit of shame or, judgment for this. That's fine. I'm very confident in my parenting, my husband's parenting decisions on this. So, our stimulus checks hit our bank account on Friday, and I turned to Adam and was like, look, you're hearing it because you're working from home. You know that I am managing to stay very, very level-headed, and I feel like you hear that I'm doing absolutely everything I can to be keeping these kiddos happy and redirecting Micah when he's cranky and all of that. He's like, yeah, you are. You're doing an incredible job, which he's the best. I love him. So I said, how would you feel about can we look at taking a little bit of the money that came in for the kids from the stimulus checks, and could we maybe, like, can we look into getting them tablets again? Like, we haven't had iPads or anything like that in our home for over about a year now. We used to have like an iPad mini that Connor would play on some that we used for like travel and whatnot, but then Micah puked on it at one point a year ago, and even though it had all the protectors on it, that fried it. This kid. This is why we can't have nice things. Okay. So we started digging into it, and I was like, I don't know that I necessarily want to do the iPad thing because those things are expensive, and we know how destructive Micah is. I don't know that's the route we want to go. So we did some research, and Target is having an amazing deal on the kids' Amazon Fire tablets. They used to be called a Kids Kindle, and now they're just like Kids Kindle or Kids Kindle Fire. The name's changed like a million times. Now it's the Kids Fire tablet. It comes with this super heavy duty protector on it, and it comes with a warranty that's of the variety that, like, anything happens to it in the next 2 years, Amazon replaces it, no questions asked. So I feel like I could practically run it over with my car, and they would be like, well, here you go, here's a new one. Like I said, Target was having an absolutely insane deal. If you bought two, you saved like $70, and then it was an additional 10% off. And then I had my extra 5% off with my Target Red card. So we got 2 of these Kids Fire tablets that came with all the protective stuff on them, and like a year subscription for the kids like service where they access to like the educational games and videos and all the apps and everything, plus the 2-year warranty. We got all that for like $200. It was such a good deal, and we decided to do it as soon as we saw that, because we thought, well, the Target promotion might not be going for that long, especially when it's that good. They might sell out. So I spent some time last night setting up the tablets and like getting to know them, and putting on all the controls. Since they're kids editions, they come with all the controls built in anyway, but I wanted to get some games downloaded and some educational stuff ready to go for them, and gave them to them today. Today is Sunday, because I didn't want to give it to Micah while Connor was doing school tomorrow morning. I didn't want to give Micah his while Connor was trying to do school, and then Connor would be jealous and trying to figure out like, where's mine? I don't want to wait. And really half the point of this is to give me something to distract Micah when I'm losing my mind and he's not listening to me and he's tired of my regular distractions. I want to be able to distract him so he's not bothering Connor when Connor's doing school. So we gave them the tablets today, and you guys, it was the most sane day that I feel like we've had in weeks. I felt like I could breathe. I felt like I could get a couple of things done. It was amazing. So again, judge as much as you want. I am very, very confident in my parenting decisions and taking care of my mental health. And don't worry, we are not ones that give our kids like unfettered screen time access. And frankly, even if we were, like, you can judge away because we're in the middle of a global pandemic and parents of small children are losing their actual minds. So I hope that didn't come off too harsh. I hope that you hear that that's coming from a place of like me having been at the end of my rope. Even while I feel like I'm doing everything right, I started consistently taking a daily multivitamin. Like I am doing lots of things to try to take care of myself. And I have an extremely supportive husband. Like I have all of these things going for me, and I still was feeling very much at the end of my rope. So this is what we landed on. And I'm grateful that that was an option for us. So we will see. Like I said, today was the first day, and of course, you know, there's a novelty there, but I hope that Micah continues to be into it in particular. I will say, I credit technology for helping Connor with some of his speech delay stuff. I credit technology with helping Connor learn, like, practically to read, because he just really engaged well with some of the games on his iPad that were all about that. And I feel like I already saw that in play with Micah today, because for the first time, he needed help with something on the tablet and looked at me and handed me the tablet and said, "Say help." Guys, I don't know if I've ever gotten this kiddo to ask for help with words. And he said, "Say help," because he hears me say all the time when he comes to me and he needs something and he's just crying and not using words. I said, "Micah, you can say help. You could say, 'Mommy, I need help.'" So he said, "Say help." Yeah, I definitely teared up over that, and then thought, yeah, okay. People can judge away. Like, this is not going to hamper my kids. A tablet is not going to hamper my kids' growth. So that was just a neat moment. We also got, Friday was like the day of good news. Found out on Friday that Adam's pay cut is finally going to be lifted. It's been almost a year. The company that he works for had decided shortly after the pandemic started to implement a company-wide 20% pay cut, so that they didn't have to lay anyone off, which I appreciate. And they were trying to, like, do other things to help mitigate. So Adam was under a 20% pay cut for about 6 months, and then they reinstated 10% of it. So, and 10% is a lot of money. Like, we have not been able to put into savings the way that we've wanted to. There have been house projects that have been on hold. Nothing like really major, but just some things that we really would like to get taken care of sooner rather than later. And so when we found out within like an hour of each other, our stimulus check had already been direct deposited in our bank account. And then Adam had gotten off the phone with his boss, and he's like, "I have some really good news. As of next pay period, the pay cuts are going to be over." And I literally cried. I was like, just thank you, Jesus, because we need that. We have so many things we need to, like, take care of. So that's a huge relief, because I felt like we'd gotten to a point where I was like, why is Adam like the only person I know of that's still under a pay cut? But I'm very, very grateful. Like, the reality is we're fortunate enough to not have any debt, besides our mortgage. We did like the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University classes at the beginning of our marriage, and there's also some, obviously, maybe not obviously, there's a little bit of privilege at play there just from our upbringings, scholarships for college and stuff like that. But anyway, we're fortunate that, like, we've still been able to do pretty darn well considering the circumstances that a lot of others have had. And I do apologize if what I just shared came off as really insensitive and very self-centered. That wasn't at all my intention, and I do apologize. And if you are someone that is still out of work or have, family who is out of work or affected by that in any way, I really, really hope that we're all seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, and that things improve for you very, 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 very soon. And I'm thinking of you. I do feel like maybe we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It feels like that relief is in sight. And I think we're all just beyond ready for it. I'd encourage you to be very gentle with yourself and kind with yourself. I feel like especially early on in the pandemic, there was sort of this expectation that you would use this time and just appreciate all the things and pick up new hobbies and like learn new things and find all these extra ways to like make the time special with your kids if you have kids, or for yourself if it's just you. Like, there's, I don't know about you. I felt this pressure, like we have to like come out of this like having something to show for it. I just want to encourage you that you don't have to come out of the pandemic having gained or changed or done like all of the things or something to something to show for it. Making it to the other side is having something to show for it. So don't compare yourself to other people, and don't let other people's, expectations, or even your just self-imposed expectations, like don't let those weigh on you. I have the sense, like even the people, like one of my really, really close friends here and, local in real life, as it were. Online friends are real friends, but like I know her and have known her for some time, like outside of online. And we were chatting, and she's one of those people that I feel like is super mom and is always doing like all the creative things with her kids and all of this. And even she is just over it. She's like, I don't have it in me anymore. Like, I don't want to plan all of these activities. I don't want to have to make every little thing special. Because I just don't have it in me. Like, I'm tired and I'm over this. And I was like, you don't have to. You don't have to do any of those things. Just take it a day at a time, and the kids are gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine. This is, you have to take care of yourself too. This is also the same person that pre-pandemic, and even at the beginning of the pandemic, we texted every single day. We had our kids together at least once a week. We both had Disney passes, and so we were frequently taking our kids to Disney while our husbands were at work and the older kids were in school. And so we are still best friends. But the reality is I hadn't talked to her on the phone and barely texted with her for weeks. And, we would occasionally text one another just to sort of check in, but it was kind of like there's not a lot to say or a lot to talk about. And it just felt like it took so much energy just to reach out. At least for me, it just felt like it took a lot out of me to try to maintain those friendships. And thankfully, these are the kind of women that they're not holding it against me, because we all just know this is what we're going through right now, and they know I'm not holding it against them at all. And I've seen a kind of sentiment going around on Facebook and Instagram lately, just sort of the reminder that it's okay that most of us are so over this online socialization thing. Like everyone seems to have Zoom fatigue. We're not really seeing the same level of a number of like Zoom birthday parties and Zoom this or that, like just people sort of enjoying that novelty of it, because I think we're all just at that point where that takes too much energy. It's not fun. There's not a novelty there anymore. And it's not that we don't it's not that we don't care about our friends and family anymore. It's that we just have to keep, I don't know, like keep energy in reserve just to get through the day-to-day stuff. And if that's not you, that's completely fine. Maybe you are in a phase, or you just are one of those people that has not been as tough for you. But if you are like me and it has been hard for you to maintain friendships and relationships to the way that you did before the pandemic, please go easy on yourself. I just want to share some encouragement with you that that's totally okay and totally normal. If you can, I mean, whatever you call normal in the middle of a global pandemic. But again, I really am hoping we're getting to the other side. Things, at least where I live, they're starting to open up a bit more. As of today, we actually just moved up a tier, and by up, I mean into a less restricted tier, because our numbers are so much better. Still no word if I'll be eligible to be vaccinated anytime soon. Again, I think just because I'm so low risk, I really think that I must be in the very last tier, in the very last category, which is okay. But I will, I'll feel better when I get to check that off of my list, and I'll just feel a little more secure. So, wow, you guys. I talked a lot longer than I realized. I have a whole set of notes here on other things because I thought I wasn't going to have enough to talk about tonight at all. I really was going into this thinking, do I have much to talk about? I guess I do. I chat a lot. So let me just share really quickly what will be coming this week. I will have a post review on this, most likely this week. I will have an unboxing or two, most likely. I have an order coming in from a brand new company that has just 2 legally licensed pieces right now, but one of them has a dragon on it and is a little snack size, and so I jumped right on that. Hopefully that'll be here in the next few days, so look for that. Please mark your calendars for tomorrow night for you, Tuesday. We'll be going live with my dear friend Lindsay. I will post a time and all the info in a community post on my wall, community wall. So that'll be there as well, but just wanted to give you that heads up anyway. And then I'm going to work on my cover minder storage project, and then share my minder stash with you this week, I hope. So if you're a creator and you have a minder stash, go check out Jeremy's. I think he did a video. We did a post about it. I'll try to link that below, but you can do it as well. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, can you put in a fox emoji for my cute little fox minder? That was actually really fun for me last week, and now I understand why other YouTube creators do that, where they're like, okay, if you made it to the end of this WIP and Chat or this really long video, put in this emoji. Because YouTube analytics can only tell you so much, which if you are not a YouTube creator or not just generally familiar with how that all works, there's a whole side of YouTube for creators it's called YouTube Studio, and it's got all of these analytics beyond what you would ever expect. And it's like, it'll tell you like average view times for your videos, and sometimes those can just be, I think, a little bit distorted, and like I said, I don't know generally who is making it to the end of these. That was more information than you probably cared about, but that's just me tonight. So we made a pretty good dent in this. I meant to share some thoughts on this canvas with you guys earlier in the chat, but quite frankly, you're going to be seeing a post review on it in a few days. So I'll share all the thoughts then. I'm liking it. Their drill quality is fantastic, and I have lots of other thoughts that I will share with you in that post review, because I don't want to give it all away. Anyway, I really hope you all are doing well today and that your Monday has been a relaxing one, or whatever day it is when you're watching this. Thanks for keeping me company while I diamond painted. It was nice to put a little dent in this. And I'll be thinking of you guys this week. Really, I will. And let me know down below how you're doing, what you're working on, and all the various things I asked for your input on in this WIP and Chat. So, all right. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up before you click away. And if you're not already subscribed and you made it all the way to the end of this video, I have a feeling you might like it here, so you can, if you want, hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I share new videos, which is not totally on a schedule, but it's usually a few times a week, 3 to 5 normally. But yeah, hope to catch all of you in the live tomorrow. And leave any, as always, questions, comments, concerns down below, and I will get back to you there. So, all right, I'll talk to you again soon, friends. Bye.